Whew. Thank you so much, BM, for being here for me. You know, it's so funny that I scheduled a meeting, but I'm late for it. But it's good to have friends like you, where I know that you are here waiting for me. It happens that people do schedule meetings or even arrange events, and they get late. So I was about 2 minutes late, 2 or 3 minutes late. And that's not an excuse, but I was just getting myself together. I was just, making myself a cup of tea in case. I'm not intending to lose, to be emotional about things, but I just thought, let me prepare myself a cup of tea so that if I get emotional, if I drink something, I'm sure I'll be okay. But I'm not intending to. Um, I'm not planning to be emotional, and the reason for that is that um, we have to know, you know, how to deal with these things to prepare others that are still coming. Thank you for being present. Um, BM. Yeah, we're here. What does Polisana Dada mean? I'm learning a lot from you, you know that. Each and every day we agreed that you will teach me um, not Swahili, it is Masai, ne? Polisana Dada. It's Yangu. Yeah. Oh, Pole. You know why it didn't make sense to me? It's because you wrote it in it's one word, but I remember this word, Pole. I actually learned this word 3 years ago from a Swahili speaker. He was from Tanzania. So Sana, I now I see what you did here. Is that how you write it? Do you not say Pole Sana? Is it not two words? So yeah, we learn. So I was checking the translations. Says it means very sorry, sister. And I really truly appreciate. And you have been the whole week there. You have been there the whole week for me. Being there in terms of checking on me, phoning me, or rather, or sending me messages of courage, of hope, and everything. But I can tell you there is nothing anybody can say that will make you feel better after you lose a parent. It's a feeling that one has to experience it themselves. It's something. Oh, Annie, hi. How are you doing? It's an experience that one has to experience themselves. Otherwise, I never knew, you know. And the nice part is that I always said to people, I would say to people, I don't know how you feel, but please accept my sorry, my condolences. So like I'm saying, until you actually really walk in those shoes, I now understand it better why people say you can't say anything to me until you've walked in my shoes. Now I get it. Now I understand what they mean. Please confirm if you can hear me. BM, any can you hear me? I see there are other people in the house. I don't know if people can hear me, but I'm hoping so. We have 4,000 people in the house. It is beautiful. Come one, come all. Come, let's gather. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Annie. It means much. Um, you will know that my live streams, mostly I don't plan them. And this is exactly one of those. I kept on wondering, do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk? But then one thought came and I said, if I don't, who will? And if I don't do it now, when? Because you know what? Um, I've already started the process of. Thank you so much, Naomi. Thank you, my darling. Um, yeah, thanks. So thank you so much, Wild Rich, Unstoppable Entertainment. I appreciate, guys. It means much. So, yeah, as I was saying, nothing can prepare you for this, and especially because it was so sudden. When I tell you it was sudden, I mean it was sudden. You know, one family member was saying, um, the way my sister left. So the person who was talking is my aunt, and he was saying the way my sister left, you would swear it is by accident. Accident where a person leaves in the morning and they never come back at night, never to come back any time in your life. So I felt like I didn't know what to say or how to react to the loss of my mom, because on that day, last Wednesday, the 23rd of February 2022, is the day I will never ever forget. It's the day that things changed. I feel like my life has changed forever. So on that day, I had actually spoken to my mom around 3 in the afternoon. And around 7, and she was fine, by the way. She was okay. And around 7 to 8, thereabout, I got a call from my uncle. And in that call, he was saying that I should rush home. And that call where you can tell this is not normal. There's something not normal about this call. My mind is telling me my mom, because he said my mom collapsed, and I felt like I can sense through me that I don't have a mother anymore. But the main thing for me was why, how, why did my mother die? How did she die? Because she was okay. She was just an old person who was having her a high blood pressure, which was very, very, very controlled. So it didn't make sense to me why and how I would lose her. So I came here today to say, you know what, guys, you need to be ready. But then again, the reality of the matter is Nothing can ever prepare you for that. So, those of you who do not know, I don't know if this is done Africa over, or maybe if in Africa it's done, but I might have a friend stopping by who is not from Africa who doesn't know. In our culture, when you lose a parent, you cut off your hair. They cut off your hair. There is those few things that they do, some rituals of sorts, nothing hectic. And then they cut your hair. And that is why it looks like I'm wearing a new hairstyle, but I love it. And I heard somebody say, "Oh my God, it suits you." I've never really taken off my hair completely, but I've had my hair this short. And I never thought I would go. I knew if it happens, I will have to go bald like this, but I wasn't ready for it to be this early, this soon. Especially, I keep saying especially because Mama was not sick. So, what I can tell people is be ready for anything, anytime, any day, anyhow, because she just collapsed and she's no more. And then we move. It is a matter of moving right along. And that is the reason why I said um, for this video, I thought, should I do it now? Should I do it next week? Should I do it next month? Should I do it when I have maybe somehow healed? But the reality of the matter is that I don't think I will ever heal completely. I don't think I will ever heal completely. Vario Mastic, you're saying VUM today. Is it VAM? Is it VUM? But anyway, hello, welcome into the house. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, hey, BM. That's why I said I think in Africa, because I spoke to somebody from Cameroon, and I think he also confirmed that they do cut. So it looks like it's an African thing. And as a result, as Africans, we would understand, but somebody from anywhere else in the world might not understand, might feel like, and even here in South Africa, there are people who refuse to cut, who they don't want to do it. You know, they a person just feels like we are now living in current times, and people say they don't want to cut for one reason or the other. I didn't have a problem. It's just that I wasn't ready, and for me it was better because I hello there, Ali. Thank you so much for liking and sharing. So for my sister had her hair done and that, but she had to cut it off. So for me, as you saw me, if you saw me a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago, several weeks ago, I had my braids done. What do you call those things there? Yeah, I had my hair done. It was some straight back thing. And then um, soon afterwards, I then cut my hair, perhaps this short. And then, yeah, now I'm here. And I'm loving the look. I'm loving how it just feels like I'm starting over. And yeah, of course, Naomi, hey, as I say, babe, one can never ever be ready. Yes, I know that I have had friends who have lost their parents. I've had people from my family passing, but remember, those people are relatives, aunts, and that. But I never have been in the situation where my parent dies and I have to be in the situation. In fact, I have been in the situation, but I was such a baby. My dad passed away when I was 4. So I mean, there's nothing to know about that. And especially at the time when we were growing up, death was not understood like it is understood by babies of today. Kids of today understand death a lot better than us. I don't know if you know what I mean. During our times, like at that time when I was 4 and my dad was passing away, all I remember on that day is there were lots of people at home. And it seemed like it was nice. People were around and so that's the only memory that I have. But yeah, so children of today, they actually know what death is. They actually know how to react to it. A person, when you see a baby crying, they actually know why they are crying. Like with us, you wouldn't even know why you're crying. So yeah, but we are here. We are here, guys. And then, as I said, I needed to just let the air out to share with someone. If there's anybody who would want to join me, thank you, Naomi. Thanks for you saying the look suits me. Yeah, the first person, eh? Somebody has said that. Yeah, for me, it was just a matter of I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I'm glad that people. So I haven't been back to work. I'm gonna go back to work next week. Probably when I go back to work next week, I will be wearing a wig, or maybe not. I don't mind. So, uh, yeah, that's just what it is. Thank you so much, Ali, for thinking it's a great topic. It's a topic that I feel like, as I say, we don't talk about it. Yes, I've heard people talk about grief before, but I thought, because first of all, this is a still fresh wound. My wound is still very, very fresh. If you ask me, I would tell you I'm still bleeding. It's just a matter of, yeah, taking one step at a time. So yeah, as it is, I don't think one will never or ever come to terms with the fact that that one person that you have known all your life is now gone. I want people to know that whatever you're feeling is valid. It's so valid that I'm telling myself that the fact that you lose a parent, you shouldn't want to replace them with anybody, because this is now a meaning of an irreplaceable person, because no person will come and stand in front of you and say, I'm now your mother, and you love them completely like you love your mother. And I'm not saying this in a sarcastic way, I'm saying it realistically, that a mother is somebody that you met the first day you came in earth. And her presence in your life has never wavered, hopefully, because I always feel sorry for people who, they who the people that have problems with their mothers and they don't resolve them. I feel like with a mother, you have to resolve it immediately if you can. So some of us who have been lucky to never have been in situations where you are so at loggerheads with your mom, I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And if, as a person, you have been or you are in that type of relationship with your mother, I guess it's time, because they can move, they can shift, and when they shift, it's forever, it's for good. So Naomi said, sometimes we go through so much, you keep questioning why this has to happen. but we must trust the process and put our faith in God. And I could never have said that better. I don't remember asking myself why it happened to me, but I remember asking, how do I lose my mom like this? Thank you so much, Annie. Annie also says the hairstyle suits me, so thank you so much, guys. I'm loving it too, you know. It just feels like, even when I go in the shower. Okay, as I said, even shortly before, I would say 2 weeks ago, I was wearing something similar to this. But now this one is more free, because even afterwards I don't have to do anything. With that one, there was things that I had to do, in terms of having to apply. There's some formula that I was applying to keep that hair the way it looked like. So this one, I don't have to apply anything. So yeah, as I was saying, people would say, uh, grieve is, people want to tell you how to grieve, or tell you you don't have to worry a lot, you'll be just fine. No, you won't be just fine. You won't be just fine. But it's up to you to decide. Like, as for me, the minute I realize, okay, that I do with a lot of relationships that I have, even with love relationships, the minute I realize that things are not okay, I start the healing process. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I'm quick to always accept and start to make it simmer in my head to say, it looks like this person is gone. And therefore, so even as I'm crying for that partner in love, it hasn't happened in a long time, but I remember how I used to just start dealing with it as I'm walking through it, as I'm trying to sort things out with him. I immediately start saying, or start learning how to live without them. So even with this one, I was talking to Experience actually that day, shortly before I received the call. And I remember saying to him, I have to go home tomorrow, because whatever we were talking about, it was, I mean, the YT plannings and that. And then I said, I have to go home tomorrow. It's urgent, and that I will get home. Or I was telling him that I know when I'm home, I don't have network coverage like that, and yeah, it was just to tell him that. However, I must admit, I had suspected what I was going to face at home. So, whatever that was going to happen when I'm at home was never going to entail me being on YouTube, or me being so much online. Yes, I was answering a few WhatsApps. And by the way, a lot of people are saying, why didn't you tell us? Couldn't you have told me? That's what happened, I just couldn't tell people. I told a very, very, very few number of people that mom is no more, because I just didn't know how to react myself. So how do I expect people to react? So I would not even talk about it. Those that knew or had, they had. So my online families and friends, they didn't really know. So as I said earlier, that I wanted to make this video to actually come and explain that the grief of losing a parent is is so complex, and I feel like to different people it's different, if you know what I mean. Kore, what I'm trying to say is that it is relative. The pain that you feel would be relative to you, and to another person, they might or might not know how to react. So the main thing for me is that whatever feeling you're feeling, they're all valid. All your feelings are valid. If you feel like you're angry, there are people who would say, I'm angry that my mother left me. I'm angry that she didn't say goodbye, or I'm too sad. Whatever the feeling that you are feeling, they're all valid. The only thing that one has to give themselves time for, in as much as it's a very, very, very short time that I am starting to live without my mom. You have to let yourself fully experience it. I fully experienced it. I cried. I cried. And I was crying because when you cry, it's more like you are cleansing your soul. And the moment I stopped crying, I then started playing the memories, honoring my mother's memories, accepting that she's not coming back, and embracing the family, my uncles and my aunts, her brothers, and so there are people who were saying I should go for therapy. I don't need therapy. Guys, I don't need therapy. I'm okay. Yes, I've lost a mother, but I mean, I'm not gonna run to a therapist and say, "Oh, because people say so." As I said, crying help helped to cleanse my soul, and if I need that, then I will go. But I don't believe you just go to therapy for the sake of going. I think you go to therapy because you can feel that you are not okay, or you can feel that you're not coping, because you might say, I'm okay, but I'm not coping. Every day I wake up at night and I cry. I mean, I'm not saying that about myself, I'm just saying another person might say that. So maybe they need to speak to somebody then. That's where the therapist will be needed. I I don't really need that at the moment. So I thought to come and say to anybody that is experiencing, because yes, for me, I'm talking about this topic because I've lost a parent, but you may have lost your loved one to death, or to the relationship ended. And on one of my videos I've spoken about this. I just didn't know, I just wasn't ready to actually tackle the issue of losing uh, my mom so fast, so quick, so unexpectedly. But it happened. So as I say, we move, we keep it moving. You cry, and I imagine sometimes when I think about it, I get emotional alone. I just feel like, why? But in my whys, I'm don't remember asking why me. I just felt like, why before? Why did you leave before I did this and that for you? And I guess, when we were talking the past weekend, we were saying, I think even if your mom can live up to 100 years, you still have that moment of, I don't want her to go. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of moving on and taking one day as it goes. Anybody who wants to join in and maybe share their experience in terms of the loss, it could be the loss. Hi there, Ashanti. Hi. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks. Yeah, I can see today you didn't miss me. Ashanti says I caught you. It's because, yeah, she has lost my life. I mean, she has missed my life at some point. So, hi. Uh, who's this? Ah, Ashanti, you're asking how am I? My friend, I'm fine. I'm okay. Um, Yeah, dominant man. You have a question. Okay, dominant man has a question. I'm fine. You asked earlier, how am I dominant man? Yeah, you can come with your question. Let's see if I can't answer your question, then I will throw it back to my friends. We are here together. So yeah, I'm reading something. Uh, why are you really dominant? This man, I was waiting for that question. I even thought it was going to be a difficult question. That I was already saying, if I can't answer, I will throw it to my fellow friends, and then we will all tackle it. But guys, there is dominant asking me, why am I pretty? I don't know. Normally, I would ask my mom, so she's normal. I don't know. I would normally say I'll ask my parents. So yeah, uh, yeah. I don't know. It is just something they did right the other day. You serious? Uh, yeah, I know. I'm also answering you in a serious way. You're my number one. Yeah, I appreciate that, hey Ashanti. I know that I always want to be there on your lives, and I watch your videos. Yeah, I mean, as BM said earlier, together we stand. If we don't support each other, who will, guys? Who will support us? So I really truly appreciate. Don't forget to thumbs up, to share, and so that we can get some more people. I would love I would love for somebody to come in, and maybe we sit here and we discuss the laws, because it's not like I'm an expert in this. So all I know is that, as I said, I feel like my feelings are valid, and I feel like, if even if you are sitting there also feeling like you've lost, even if it's a kid, in me, I was dealing with the loss of my mom. My friend was dealing with the loss of a dog. She got a puppy last week, and it lived only 5 days, and then it passed away. She told me, I was crying like I can't imagine. So I always say it is valid, that those feelings are valid. Whatever you're feeling, they're valid. So don't even think uh, you are. I don't want to use the word stupid. You're not silly when you are feeling that way. Um, Hi, hi there. Experience wants the link. Why have you shaved your hair? Oh, Ashanti. I've explained earlier that in my culture. Thank you, Naomi. In my culture, when you lose a parent, you actually have to cut your hair off. So that's why I have lost a mom, and therefore I had to cut my hair. So that's why. I hope you understand. I was saying to somebody, not even to somebody, I said on here earlier that in in our African culture, we do this. We do cut hair. So I don't know if I've got where you from, Ashanti, but where we are, or maybe where I am, we do cut the hair when you lose, especially when you lose a mother, because with a father, I guess it's different somehow. But with the mother, they cut our hair and then they cleanse us, and that's just what goes on. Ashanti, where are you based? Thank you so much. Thanks. Um, so that's what it is. So I've already said, if any one of you, Ashanti says yes, that's how we Africans do when we lose our loved ones. Yeah, maybe you hadn't picked up. This past week I experienced a shattering change. Nobody would have um, prepared me for that. Hey, Ashanti, I lost my mom. It was so sudden, but it happened. So um that's what I've been dealing with for the past few days, where I had to maybe grow up overnight. I don't know if that makes sense, but growing up in a sense that, um, we now are alone. I'm here alone. And I mean, I'm not alone, but what I mean is there's no more that person that when I am under the weather, I know they will forever support me. And I will I will stop everything I'm doing to attend to them. So the aunts, the uncles, the friends, everybody's there. But we're here. So if any one of you guys would like to join in the stream and share their experiences, I would love for you guys to come through and share, because loss is loss. It could be that you didn't lose. I was still telling you about my friend who lost a dog, and she says she was hysterical. A puppy that she it was a stray, and she picked it up and then she was giving it love, and in 5 days, unfortunately, it passed away. This happened last week, and I felt like, I mean, I didn't say, so you're out here crying for a dog while I was crying for a mother. No, her feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid too. Whatever that you're going through are so valid. So, if you're feeling, some people, they get angry when they're grieving. They get frustrated. There are feelings of guilt. Perhaps a person is not saying, I wasn't calling them frequently. I didn't, the last call I have, I didn't tell them I loved them. Or maybe I wasn't there when they needed me. Maybe this person wanted to talk just before they died. I wasn't there. Some people feel that guilt. I'm glad to say I don't have any feelings of regret. I don't feel anything other than the shock, the numbness, the sadness, but I can't say I'm angry. I'm not frustrated. I'm not guilty of anything. I showed my mother love completely. So there are people who would go through all of those: anger, frustration, guilt, confusion. And one thing that I also went through, one of the things that I went through is disbelief, and it felt so unreal. So, but I didn't feel hopeless. I didn't feel like I'm in despair. It wasn't, the pain wasn't physical, it was just emotional. So, those who said I needed to see a therapist, I'm not feeling depressed. I'm not feeling, I don't have any mental health problems at the moment. I'm okay. And I already started the process of accepting. And yes, it will never ever be the same. I know that. Ne? Mar, I feel like I still needed some more time. I still needed some more time. But in terms of needing a therapist, no, I don't. I'm okay. I'm so okay. Dominant men is you keep asking me what my hobbies are. My hobbies are talking to people the way I'm doing now. I love talking. I love sharing ideas. I love reading. I watch less TV in my life. I love outdoors. Dominant man, you're asking me questions like that. What's experience? Experience, where did you go? You were here. So yeah, man. If I still say if you want to come in and tell us about how you felt when you lost your cat, the floor is open. But in the meantime, I just want to say, guys, I you didn't charge the link to this room. I did. I did. Uh, when you say charge, I think you mean to say it. I didn't share it. If you go through that, what happens? Please tell me. I did share it earlier. So it's not for streaming. Oh, sorry. You know what? Experience and so it's not for streaming. Mm, okay. I shared the wrong link, y'all. I shared the wrong link. Sorry about that. Yes, I think it's done now. Must be done now. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. So, this the experience. This is the experience that I had last week, where no one will ever, ever, ever prepare you for. Welcome in the house, sir. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
You are more than welcome.
Uh,
I can
hello,
just do
Incap.
this. Hi
Bella, how
there.
are you doing?
Hi. I'm well,
How are
thanks.
you
How are you
doing?
doing? I'm well, my darling friend. How are you?
I don't know if you guys can hear me properly because I'm using an earpiece that I've not used before.
I
Am I
can
loud and
hear
clear?
you. I
Okay.
can hear
My
you loud and clear.
condolences.
Say again.
I said my condolences.
Thank you, my darling. Thanks. Hey.
Yeah. And you look
Yeah.
like an African queen.
Thank you so much. I was talking about, yeah. Ashanti is it's confirming that they can hear you. Um.
Yeah.
So I was
I'm changing my earpiece.
okay,
Hello.
but they were saying they could hear you. But anyway, we can
Yeah,
do
I've changed
that.
the earpiece. I just changed the earpiece. Can you hear me
I
clearly
can
now?
hear the difference in sound. I can hear the difference in sound. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay. No, that's fine
Yeah.
then. Thank you.
So I just changed the earpiece.
Yeah. I haven't seen you in a while. You also have hair everywhere now. The
What?
hair has grown.
My hair has grown.
Your hair has grown. Hair is
And you
showing
have
everywhere.
yours.
Beard. I love beard. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's the first thing I
Yeah.
notice
Uh,
when I see somebody.
all right. Thank you so much, Nkab, for your strength and for bringing
Yeah.
up this topic, which is a very, very sensitive topic.
Mm.
Uh,
Thank you.
we that is all our part because one day, we all will be gone, whether we like
Sure.
it or not.
True
So,
that.
but that moment when you get the news, I had lost my dad at a very early age, not too early though. But
Mm-hmm.
when I lost my mom, I was much older,
Mm-hmm.
and the reflex action was the same thing for me. You
True,
know,
hey?
I the same thing that happened when I was much younger was the same thing that happened to me when I lost my mom.
True,
And I
hey?
lost both my parents. I was away from them. I lost
Shut.
my dad. I was not home. I came
Mm.
home and I got the news. My
Mm.
mom was with me. My mom was the closest person to me, and we were living together. And the
Yeah.
only time she really left for a while to stay with my sister was when she passed on.
Mm-hmm.
They slept on the same bed with my sister,
Shame, man.
and my sister woke up in the morning, went, took her shower, and came back and was thinking mom was sleeping and didn't know mom had died.
No. Sure.
So she was thinking mom was sleeping. She made breakfast. She came back. She was still thinking mom was sleeping, but she just noticed something was wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
then they were the only two in the house, so she had to rush out to the neighbors to look for a nurse. What is happening? What is happening? My mom was gone.
Just, you know,
And the
I
last,
always,
yeah,
yeah,
and the last thing I remember that happened between me and my mom was I went to visit them. Actually, not even visit. I went to their town where they were for
yeah.
a job, and I stayed a night.
Mm,
And I decided to watch TV overnight.
mm,
So the AC was on, and I was on the couch.
yeah.
At my age, I was just watching my TV. And she
Mm,
came out with a blanket, like a cover, and covered me. She thought I was asleep, and I wasn't covered.
yeah.
And that thing hit me so bad that even at this age, my mom still cares for me like a baby to cover me, you
Do
know?
you know what I mean?
That
That's
was the last
exactly what it
thing.
is.
That was the last thing that happened between me and my mom. And the next day
Mm.
I had to leave early and I
Jesus.
didn't wake her up. And that was the last time I saw my mom with my two eyes until I got the news she had passed on, you know?
Mm,
So I know the pain. But I
yeah.
believe that most times when they go, like for me, I felt if she had died with me, I don't know what would have happened. Or even if
Yeah.
my dad had died in front of me, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
best way for them to part from me without me seeing them going. It's very, very painful. I'm a very emotional person,
Mm,
and I thank God for the courage that you've had to even come online to even talk about it.
yeah.
Most African cultures, you have to barb your hair like you. In my place, it's not so common, but
Mm,
there are some cultures that if a husband dies, the wife has to barb her hair, or the father,
exactly.
it happens in Nigeria also, like
Mm.
it's happening
With
in
us,
your place.
it's only with it's mostly with the mother. I mean,
Yeah.
with dad, people can just, if like you, if you have a hair like that, they can just cut a little bit if you wish.
Okay.
Others don't
Yeah.
if. But with the
Yeah.
mother, we all have to, a
Okay.
mother is somebody's very sacred, hey? We should
Yeah,
all
I know.
agree that a mother is a mother. And like you
Yeah.
saying that your mother even cared for you at that age, thinking you are you are cold. That's
Yeah.
exactly how a mother would. My mom, at my age like this, would still ask me, "Why are you not eating? Are you not hungry?" I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
if I'm
Yeah.
hungry, I will know.
That's what I'm saying.
Hi there,
My mom was
Tyra.
some, my mom was someone
Mm,
who would always wait for me as long as I'm not yet back home, just
exactly.
you know, to
No.
to open the door for me when
Yeah.
I come back home. She's my
Yeah.
mom, not my wife, but she'll make sure I am home before she goes to her room to sleep.
That's true.
You know,
If one hasn't
so
experienced the love like that, I'm sorry for them because my mom also used to do that. She would wait until we come back, my sister and I. And she would say to us, I hate when
yeah,
you come back late because when you are gone, to me, it
I
feels
cannot
like,
sleep.
yeah, I can't
Yeah,
sleep. And everybody who screams outside, I feel like I'm hearing you. So,
same thing,
really, the
same
love
thing.
of a mother, man.
So the love of a mother cannot be quantified. You know, women to me, I value them with high esteem. From
Mm-hmm.
training a child, from raising you from small to an adult, and everything. So I want to
Yeah.
always encourage you. Also encourage you. I'm still a bit busy at work, but
Mm.
I want to thank you for the confidence that you have to come online to, kind of
Yeah.
encourage others. It's not something I wish for anyone. You
No,
know,
no.
I
That's what I
wish
was
I had
saying
grown
earlier.
older with my mom. My children grow older with my mom. You know, my grandparents lived very long, so I was thinking my mom will also live that long.
How old was she when she left?
My mom left just 3 years ago. Okay, this is the fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the fourth year.
How old was she at that time?
She was 60.
What? She was still young, hey? She was still so young. So we all wish
So
that they can be with us for a long time. And if it
yeah,
doesn't happen, honestly, I was saying to the people earlier that nobody can prepare you for this. Like you can never say, because Nkap said this, because experience is saying this, I will get ready. You can't.
no, you can't get
And
ready. You don't know the date. You don't know the date. You don't know the hour. You don't know the time. And
yeah, do
for
you remember
me,
how I sent you a message and I told you that I have an emergency at home?
yeah,
And
I
I
remember.
suspected that it's that, but I didn't want to admit it. So I was telling
Yeah,
the guys earlier that I was talking to you that day, and I said I have to rush home, and I won't be having internet coverage. Little did I
yeah,
know that it's gonna be the change that nobody can ever, ever, ever explain to me.
yeah.
And yeah, we here. So yeah, man. Um,
It is what
I
it
was
is.
Yeah,
We have
it's what
to.
it is. So I was saying to the guys if any one of them wants to come and share also, because it can be that the other people are not raised by their mothers but by their aunts whom they were very close to. So if
Yeah,
anybody wants to share, they can step in and really tell us how. And also, we can't prepare people
yeah.
how to live.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
my confidence is that these people, they have trained us in such a way that we should be show the same kind of love they have shown us to the
Mm,
younger ones, to our
yeah,
children.
sure.
Yeah, my mom was a welcoming person.
Hmm.
She uh she should be proud of me in whatever I do. I shouldn't be somebody
Yeah.
uh to kind of like bring a shame to her name. No,
Hmm.
I want to be
Hmm.
somebody who would make her proud wherever she is.
Yeah.
That if you put 100 people and ask them what they miss about their mom is the love that they have. It's
Mm,
only that love. They will always tell you once my mom's love, my mom's smiles, the play, you know,
mhm.
you know, and mostly boys are closer to their moms.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, even though some ladies are close to their moms, but most people, boys are closer to their moms. So it's like that. The only thing you
Yeah.
need to do is just make them proud. Let them see you achieving your goals. Let them see you living a straightforward life. You know,
Mm,
be open. Just be somebody who lives a free life. That wherever they are happy where they are. They can never come back.
thank you
You
so
know,
much for
don't be in that situation that you make them wish. I wish I can come and help them, teach them to go like this. No, let what they have teach you guide you so that they are saying, okay, I taught her this, she's doing this. I
mm,
wanted her to be this, she has become this.
yeah,
We should just focus on achieving the goals they have always wanted us to achieve. If we can
exactly,
do that,
exactly.
then we're good.
No, of course, man. Thank you so much for those encouraging words. And it's about that. It's about wanting to do all that's right. It's about, as you say, making them proud because we are told that they can see wherever they
Yeah,
are. So you want them to, when your mom looks down on you, they must be proud. They must be able to say, "That's my son. That's my daughter."
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's how I taught her, and I'm glad that she's carrying on doing that. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm honest. So you were saying you are proud that I managed to get the courage to do this video. It is
yeah.
because I kept on wondering, do I do it today or next week or next
Not
month? Or
tomorrow.
yeah, because I wondered, when am I ever going to be ready to talk about this? And at the same time, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying already. The process of healing is there. I can never forget my mom. That's never going to
That
happen.
vacuum can there's if you're saying you're trying to heal,
Mm,
there's no healing. You're going
yeah.
to live with it every day. There's going to be an event that will tell that you will come and you'll be like, I wish my mom was here.
Yes. I know. And I
So
said, I wish I don't want to see that day because I know I'm going to be broken emotionally.
the day is today, the day is tomorrow, the day is next tomorrow. It's here already. Because
Mm.
normally, maybe from the city, you normally call her.
I would call my mom every single day.
So now,
Every single day.
how many times have you called her now?
Hasn't
So
happened.
it, so
And yeah,
the time is now. It's every day. You will the whole will be there every day. But just like I said, how you carry on with what
yeah,
she has taught you, with what you do, it's the only thing that will keep you going.
yeah. Hey. Sure, yeah, no, it's just something else, and nobody can ever prepare anybody for this. So as you are saying, I used to call her on a daily. If I didn't call her, it would be one day, and in the day that I didn't actually physically phone, I would leave a voice note. So I would actually talk to her on a daily. So it's a matter of having to learn to not call.
Yeah,
And yeah, I can't stop looking at the pictures. Now and then I look at her pictures, the pictures that we took this past festive season. It's a lot. It's a lot. So even as I'm saying I have started the healing process, I'm just, maybe I should be saying the acceptance process
yeah,
of
not
knowing
healing,
that it's not gonna happen.
not
So
healing, acceptance.
yeah, yeah. No, losing a parent is something else, guys. If you hate, I don't know how to put this. I wanted to say if you haven't lost one, just be ready, but you can never ever be ready. And I was saying people should just learn to fully experience the moment, fully experience that loss and grieve. It may take as long as you want it to take. That's okay. And I'm thankful that I didn't react like other people were. I've seen people really really breaking down, crying, maybe by the graveside, and that. I didn't
Yeah,
know what they were going through, and I was feeling like I don't want to go through that because I want to see her go. Because the moment you're crying and you fall and all of those, I feel like you are missing the moment. So
okay.
I sat through. I sang for her. My mother was a very, very staunch Christian, a Methodist.
Wow,
I sang for her, and I'm proud that I did. And those moments comes where you are teary, you look at the people talking, listening to people talking about her, and you feel like that is my mother. These people are talking about the beautiful things they are saying. That is me, mom. So Joy, yeah, I couldn't really miss that moment.
that
Hi
is
there,
good.
Felicity. You're welcome in the house. So yeah, man. What's left is just to take care of ourselves, take care of our well-being, my state of mind. I must make sure that I know that there's gonna be changes rapidly without warning, but I have to be ready.
Yeah, but you have to be open to people, talk to
Yeah.
people, you know,
Mm,
stay in the midst of people,
mm,
so that idea and feeling when you're alone, it's when you
mm,
will break down. So, but the more you're within people, you communicate
mm,
with people, bring up positive conversations,
mm.
that will help you to, like you said, heal. But me, I know
Yeah.
you'll never be healed. Healing
Yeah,
is far
and
from
I
you.
believe you. I trust what you're saying because you have been there longer than me. So I know when you say I might never heal, or it's gonna take a while. I do believe that
It will
that
never. Healing
the
is
case.
never. It's
Okay.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah, but accepting it is one thing that you will always do. But healing, you will never.
Mm.
You will never. There are these
Yeah. Hey.
moments. They're there. They will always come. You want to just talk. You want to just
Yeah.
share with her. You want to encourage her, or you want her to encourage you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, this person is the person that whenever whatever she says, you believe it. In as much as we are saying as old as I am, when mom
Yeah,
said it will be okay, you believe it.
yeah,
It's very easy to say if mom says it's gonna be fine, then it will definitely be fine.
Fine. Yeah.
Mm. But we are here. We are here.
Yeah.
Um, so I was also thinking of, you know, there's gonna be something that I have to do in their memory, stuff
Yeah.
like creating a memorial. But we've been always, my family has always been the photos family. That is why I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
putting her photos and all of those. And by the way, I took a flower from her garden. I brought it
Hmm.
here to the city.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I just feel like it's when I look at that picture, I mean, at that flower, I feel like it's a flower from my mom's garden. And I always have taken things from her garden, but with this one, there is that element of it's different, man, from the
Yeah.
how I've been doing it before. You see, so I feel like, and I was saying, if there are people who I feel sorry for them, the people who didn't have good terms, were not in good terms with their moms, with their parents, I think
Yeah.
the best way for them to do it is to forgive them, because you can't hold a grudge with a person that is no more here. And I'm so glad that I did not experience that with my mother. I actually has always said, I wonder how it is that people are so angry at their mothers that they don't even
Hmm.
talk to
Hmm.
them. It was a
Hmm.
different thing.
Yeah. And it's not only with your mothers, but if you are this person who believes
Mm.
that one day you will die, that then you don't own the next hour,
Hmm. Hmm.
then you should not even hold grudges with one person.
No, no, it's so unnecessary, eh?
Not, yeah. So because you don't know your moment.
And the moment can be now. The moment can
That's what
be
I'm
any
saying.
time.
So grudges are not even to be held.
Yeah,
Just live your life. Even if the person is not forgiving you, you be the forgiving one, even when they have wronged you.
yeah.
Just forgive, let go. You know?
No, that's true. And I mean, if you don't let go, first of all, even if you are angry at that person and you still feel like whatever they did to you, whatever they said to you is
Yeah.
way too much, are you going to hold a grudge with a dead person? You don't know where they went to, and you don't know what they are doing over there. There's another world where they've
Yeah.
entered. So yeah, I just feel like people should let go and let love. We should every day strive to love each other. You see?
Yeah. So thank you so much, BM Africa. Thank you for the support, and also thank you Felicity Steve, Naomi Hill, also Ashanti Nikki, Tintara, Anesity, all our family. And Naomi Hill was also here. We are all family.
Yeah.
I can see those who have actually been able to come in. We try to
Hmm.
share the stream, but right about now I'm a bit busy. I'll be listening from the background,
Not a
and then
problem. Thank you so much.
yeah, I have to give a quotation to somebody who is really, really waiting. So
Yeah, no, that's so impactful of you. You are always supportive of me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so
you're
much for
very
your
much
time.
welcome. You're very
Yeah,
much welcome. Stay strong, yeah.
I will. Thank you, darling. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Whew. I really truly appreciate that. When a person comes and like experience telling me, I went through that 3 years ago, and he's saying to me it'll never be okay. It's not a matter of he's trying to dampen my spirit. It's a matter of saying you can't replace the love of the mother. You can't get over the love of a mother. You can't actually know how to live without the mother. So one of the things that I in this short period I said I want to do was that I want to let others to comfort me. And this is what I meant. When I hear from somebody saying, I have been there, I know you will be fine. And not only will you be fine, but also learn to know that it will never ever be the same. This person is not coming back. However, we live and we let live. So that is why I'm saying, I said I want to let other people comfort me. And we experience these things because tomorrow it will be me providing comfort and support to someone, because in my language they say death is the daughter-in-law of every family. Death will visit any family every anytime. You, it's not like you'll ever be immune to that as a person. And also, as we are, one day you will leave this earth as well. So it is not easy. It is not easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, ah, no, I'm okay. I've accepted. I haven't. I haven't. Yeah, I may look strong now, or I may sound strong, but deep within I got shattered last weekend. I don't know how I'm going to pick up those pieces. But I have to, because why? I'm prepping myself to be of comfort to somebody else. So if I let somebody else coming after me see me shattered beyond repair, what am I telling them? Am I telling them it will never be okay? I would be damned. So the other thing that I said I should do in cases like this, family relationships are important. So my one of my aunts was saying, the fact that you've lost your mother doesn't mean you are now an orphan. No, you are not. There's no orphan. We here. And mom had only one sister who passed away a long time ago in 2010. That is her biological sister. She was younger than my mom, and yeah, she left this world in 2010. So with mom leaving us last week, it's more like, okay, so no aunt, no mom. But as I say, the aunts that I'm talking about are relatives. They are family. They are strong. That's why I'm saying family relationships are very, very important to be embraced at the moment. So please hold on a second. I need to take this call. Just 1 second for me. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. Thank you so much for understanding that I will come back. It was just a quick call. I'm receiving a lot of calls, a lot of messages. I'm talking to a lot of people. So, yeah, I'm here. So, wow, Dominant Man says one of his hobbies is writing rules for women. Why would you write rules for women? Why don't you write rules for yourself? Hi there, Riza. Hi. Um, Reza says, who died? My mom passed away last week. Reza. Reza, I'm here because I wanted to talk about the loss of a parent and how not ready one can be. You can never ever be ready. You can never ever say, I'm ready to talk about this. So if you are here and you would love to share one of your experiences in life, perhaps where you've experienced the loss of anybody or any, can I say anything? Because I had said some people they lose a dog and they actually are moved. So that's why we're here. Thank you so much for your condolences. And yeah, I was just saying, in times like this, you actually need to embrace relationships, you embrace your family, you embrace your friends. So, but mostly your family, because remember, this is the person who has left and never coming back. So I have to know that the aunts and the uncles that are left, I should always keep the communication lines open for to be with them, and knowing fully well that with your mother or with your parent, you are here, they are here to stay. But if it is now that they are gone, then you have to, my mind tells me that you have to embrace and you have to be closer to your families and embrace those relationships. I see you've lost both your parents, your dad 20 years ago, mom 6 years ago, and I can never get accustomed to accepting it. And it is that which I was talking about, that am I right to say I'm starting a healing process? But a good friend of mine said, you're not starting a healing process, maybe just call it an acceptance process, where you're just accepting that she's not here anymore. And but you can never fully recover from this. You can never fully heal from that experience. So, oh, BM, you've lost your dad in front of your eyes. How did that happen? Do you mind sharing? Because it is those things that I'm saying, if you like to share, maybe you can do that. And I mean, when you say you've lost your dad in front of you, I wonder what happened. It can never be easy. Hey, BM. BM Africa is saying it's not easy. I can't imagine. So when it happens when it happened to me last week, I just thought, you know what? Oh, you're just giving yourself that courage to say, at least mom didn't suffer. At least she wasn't dementia or she wasn't forgetful like other parents that we see. At least she wasn't immobile because other parents end up being bedridden. Oh, I was finding myself giving myself reasons why I shouldn't cry as though I'm not a Christian. I shouldn't cry as though I have little faith, because even the Bible says, cry if you must, but also know that I am God and I will be there for you. So, yeah, it's one of those things, where you know for sure that I know this is not an easy experience. This is not um something that you want or wish for somebody else. And in as much as, one says, like for now, BM says, I've lost my dad in front of me. And several years ago, I spoke to a guy who was coming from Angola. And this guy had lost, he saw his father dying in front of him because there was war in Angola. We all know that. And he didn't see his mother dying, but he was told that your mother is no more. How do you deal with it? You don't know where your mother's grave is. You are told that, oh, by the way, she passed away in the midst of war. How do you even believe what they are telling you? Do you even have to believe it? How do you deal with it? So it's things like that that actually makes you as a human to say it's better than um, it's better than somebody else. We draw strength from different streams. So if that's where you feel like you can draw strength from, at least you can do that. So um, I had never had this type of experience. My dad passed away when I was young, when I was 4. I mean, that's not even being young, that's being a baby. So I didn't have a moment like this. I didn't have, my mind was not developed enough to understand what was going on. Um, but yeah, so this is the first closest person to me who has passed away, you know. And as I say, after this, I just felt like it's important to make an effort to strengthen the bonds that we have with family and to draw closer to them, because it will be easy to forget about them. And the reason is that your mother or your parent is your parent, they are not going away. But an uncle can drift away, an aunt can drift away, your cousin can drift away if you don't strengthen the bonds. So if it means you have to reach out more often to them, if it means you have to invite them more regularly to where you stay, or you visiting, or you participating better in family gatherings, then it will mean, because I've met people, especially, city life is a very different life. I've seen people who says, I don't have a family, and I'm like, how do you not have a family? But this question, I asked it a long time ago when I was not in such an experience. I've never seen anything like this. But now that I've seen, I actually am thinking, uh, going back home to the city, I would always, I mean, home to the village, I would obviously know that I'm going to my mom. Now, who am I going to? It's easy to say that. Who am I going to see? So it's very, very, very important to draw closer to those family members. It's very, very important. So, because at the end of the day, I was sitting and thinking the bottom line of losing your parent is that after a parent's death, you can feel drained, you can you can be left feeling, or you are reeling. When they say you are reeling, it's like you are being pulled apart. So the relationship that you had with your parent is very, very important. So you can be left very drained, very exhausted, tired. And I sleep a lot, but I've been saying, I think it's because from Wednesday last week till what, Sunday, I wasn't sleeping. I just couldn't sleep. But grief is normal, guys. Grief is normal, and it's healthy to go through it. And grief will never be the same for people. And I've always heard these words. It's so amazing that I'm sitting here talking about this. I never thought a day would come this soon for me to be talking about this. I was surprised that I lost my mom. So I'm here to say I am here now. You can be there as well anytime without being ready, without planning for it. Just know how to deal with it as and when. But grief looks different for everybody and it feels different for everybody. So I've heard some few years ago somebody saying you must treat yourself with kindness and compassion. If you're going through something like that, don't be impatient towards yourself. Love yourself and um, take care of your mental health, especially. And especially these days where it seems as though, especially in South Africa currently, we are experiencing a lot of people being suicidal or taking their lives and all of that. And we don't know what pushes somebody to that extent, but imagine having to take your life because you can't cope. So if you're going through something hectic like grief or loss of somebody, you need to actually be alert, be aware of your surroundings, talk to people, accept comfort from others, don't close yourself out. So, and another thing that I say is that the death of a parent, it changes you as a human. I felt like that is why I think earlier you heard me saying it forced me to grow up, and you can see I'm a big woman. But when I say it forces you to grow up, you actually then realize that, okay, I no longer have a mother. I no longer have somebody who would ask me if I ate, even if they know that I ate. I mean, why would you ask a big woman like me if I ate? I know I have to eat and all. But the minute you lose hair, and other people have better relationships with their fathers. I went to school with a lady who was very, very close to the dead. So you can only imagine how she would feel if it happens that the dead passes away. I don't know where she is. We were in Technicon together. Technicon is like a college. So it's a matter of that the day will come. You are just not ready when and how soon. And when that day comes, you may feel unprepared, you know, but it happens and life transforms. So for me, last week I was thinking, how do I go through my next Mother's Day without my mother there? Hmm? How? How? Like there are so many hows. There are so many hows and whys and imagine as old as I am. But it is to show you that there is a lot of transformation when that happens. And in as much as we say parents are not supposed to bury kids, there's no truer statement like that in our lives. But just again, imagine you as you are going to your next Mother's Day, and there's nobody to call that morning. I'll see how I go about that. And speaking of Mother's Day, a friend of mine, when she was trying to comfort me last week, she said to me, "Do you remember that I lost my mom on Mother's Day this year, 2022? Was it? No, 2021, sorry. 2021. So she lost her mother on Mother's Day. So as we were going towards Mother's Day, her mother was sick in hospital and parted this world on Mother's Day. Do you realize that Mother's Day will never ever be the same for her? Ever. Mother's Day will never mean anything um, to her. So I just feel like, what, we actually Oh, we deal with things differently. We experience things differently, and when things like this happen and somebody tells you, do you realize that I lost my mother on Mother's Day? That's the only time that you actually say, wow, I was thinking, how do I go about Mother's Day this year? And somebody actually lost their mother on Mother's Day. If you lose your mother on Mother's Day, that means that day doesn't have any meaning. You are now going to call it your mother's death day. It will never have a meaning. And I'm talking about somebody who's old, married with kids. So imagine when her kids wants to celebrate Mother's Day with her, what is she going to say? It's never going to be the same. It's never going to make sense. Um, so it's more like all these happy events, they become bittersweet. You think about her, you either smile or you cry, and you feel like, oh my god, on a day like this when it's Mother's Day, uh, this is what I normally used to do for her and stuff like that. So you will actually be putting pressure on yourself and perhaps on people around you. So at times the anticipation of that day will be too much on you. And this is the part where you have to learn to talk to people. You have to make sure that you're guarding your mental health and all of those things. So yeah, it's true when they say death of a parent. It's like a milestone in your adult life. You have walked a long while, and we have to also appreciate the fact that at least God borrowed this person to me um this long. Hi there, Fatima. Hi. I think everyone is fine. Thank you for stopping by. So, Fatima, we are talking about the loss of a parent. Um, I lost my mom last week. And before you ask why I cut off my hair, it's because of that. In my culture, when you lose a mother, you cut off your hair. So people have been asking. It's not a new hairstyle. It's just I'm showing respect to my mother. I'm honoring her this way, where I say I have to start all over again. So my hair has to grow again, and it is what it is. So you're finding us here talking about that. So they are saying that regardless of the quality of the relationship you had with your mother. So when they say relationship, I was talking about people who never had good relations with their mom. But they're saying regardless of how you were relatable to them, the minute you lose your mom or your dad or both of them, you wake up to the realization that I am alone in this world. We are waking, we are living in cities, we are living our lives. But at the end of the day, the minute you lose your mom, you actually, or your dad, the minute you lose a parent, you actually feel like, wow, so I'm alone. You even kind of forget that you have a kid, you have kids, you have a spouse. You feel so alone. So the vacuum, the hollowness, nothing or no one can ever feel it. So I was saying, I think I've started the process of healing, but in reality, it's not a process of healing. It's just a process of adjusting to the new reality that I'm not going to be calling anyone on a daily basis like I used to. It's just a process of knowing that when Mother's Day comes and you guys will be phoning or cooking for your mothers, I won't be doing that. And it is okay, guys. It is okay. It is what it is. That's what I'm telling myself, that it's what it is, because if I don't, who will? If I don't accept it, who will accept it? And if I say, why me? who, you know. So it's draining. Emotionally, it's draining if you ask me. It's tiring. You look at yourself and you try to explain to yourself, Mare, I'm telling you now, it shall never be the same again. And it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Fatima says, I don't even know how I'll take it. Losing a parent. When I was young, I thought older people don't feel the pain, but age. No, old people do feel the pain too, darling. We feel the pain. We feel the pain. And I can't sit here and tell you, no, you will be fine, or I can't tell you, this is what you have to do to get ready. There's nothing that you can do to get ready. Take it from me. But as people, we react differently to situations. There are people who know how, you know, to deal with these things as though they've spent the rest of their lives getting ready for it. And then there's us who you were not even ready for your mother to go. You are not even ready for your mother to go. So we are here, but it's nothing that you can't deal with, Fatima. You will definitely know how to deal with it. God gives you the serenity and the strength to go through these things, man. He does. That's why a friend was saying earlier, I don't even know how you managed to set up and to make this video. It is because the strength that God gives you and the calmness, He gives you the know how. He kind of sends his angels to say, hold her. Because I was saying, I don't know if I should do this video today, tomorrow, next month, maybe after I heal. But I've realized I'm not gonna heal. It doesn't feel like I'm gonna heal out of this. So I might as well do it now. And in me not healing, I might never want to talk about it because it would feel like I'm running away from the reality, if you know what I mean. Sometimes we don't talk about things because you'd rather forget about them. And I felt that way. I felt like I think the next best thing that I'm gonna do is just to keep quiet and never talk about it and just be who I want. Like I would just want to be, to accept that she's no more, she's not coming back. And in one of my videos, I've said we live in this world for however long, um, but we die for a long time. So we die longer than we live. So she's gone today. She's never coming back. Ever, ever, ever. Even if we count a million years, she's not coming back. But for the longest time that I was with her, we loved her. We lived with her. We loved. We loved and we laughed with her. We will never do that again. But she's in a different realm. She's in a different world. She may be able to. She's seeing us. We are told that the dead can see. We are told that. So we embrace and we love the moments that we had with her. BM, your phone screen is running too fast and it's hard for you to chat. I wonder what's wrong with your phone. Um, so it is what it is. Fatima is still saying she doesn't know how she would take the pain. I also didn't know until I was here. I don't understand this language. What does this mean? Hi, Klein. I don't know what that means. But thank you for stopping by. So, and if you can remember the past 2 years, things were done so differently. So at least I managed to have the few days of having to see my mom through the week and that. Last year and the other year, 2019, a person would die today, and in 3 days you are supposed to bury them because corona. Do you remember? So there are a lot of people that actually didn't even go to people's funerals. You see, so imagine when some of us have been through the experience the way we have, but I think we still have that thing of sometimes I feel like they're going to walk through the door. I haven't gotten to that moment, but I've heard people say that. Imagine the ones that didn't even have time to maybe prepare properly for the funeral because a person died today and government says you must bury that person tomorrow. There are cases where people didn't even see their loved ones because they were covered in plastics because the government was saying corona is going to jump to them and that and that. So you can just imagine how that person is going through, you see. So some of the things when they happen, you find courage in situations. So like it is, I just tell myself I'm better because at least I managed to bury my mom in a different way than the people who were going through corona and that. Fatima says, regardless of that, your mother is just your mother, yeah? You feel like a baby. No, it's hurting already, even now. It has been hurting for the past few days. My mom passed away last week, the 23rd. Is it last week, the 23rd of Feb? So yeah, it hurts like hell. It does, and we here, we here, man. Um, I'm sure I will be fine, in terms of everyday life, but I will never be fine in terms of forgetting her. It will never ever happen. So we do what others have been doing for the rest of their lives. It's funny how I've said words like death is so you can't get used to death. And now that it knocked at our door, sure, I don't know. I can't tell you how I'm feeling. Um, yeah. So that's just what it is. I know that I will never ever forget that day. I won't forget how everything happened, or at least I'm not intending to forget how everything is happening. What is there is that I will remain focused, you know. And those that are lucky to still have a second parent alive, I guess focus on the remaining parent. Focus on loving the remaining parent because they also remember this person also lost the spouse, so they need your comfort. They need you by their side, they need your support and that and that. So I'm sure as a human, if it's you who has lost a mother but you still have a father, you need to give the other parent so much love. So it's more like you are helping your parent to go through the pain, and at the same time the parent would be wanting to help you as a child through. So the sadness might be different depending on the situations. As I say, if you still have one parent, maybe you are feeling sad, but you're feeling like, but my dad is still here, but my mom is, if it's your dad passing on, you like, my mom is still here. So it's a different kind of sadness. However, it is one thing that we both share is that it's not easy to lose a parent. So If you have time, give your mother or your father or your loved ones so much love, so much of your time. I regret nothing in losing my mom. I regret nothing. Reason is I have loved my mother. I have shown her some love. It is just that I felt like there's still some more that I need to show her. It is just that I felt like there's still some more. Hi, Fatina.
Hi Bella, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. BM Africa referred me here, and then when I checked, it's an interesting topic. So I have both of my parents, but right now my mom is at that state of like I'm worried all the time I might lose her because she is at stage where she she is stressed. She's not fine
Hmm.
and she's losing weight and it's
No.
stressful looking at her in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I My thoughts always run to death. What if I lose her? What if
Yeah.
something happens and then I lose her? And then now I'm just thinking no matter how much your parents treat you, it's always good to show them love and treat them the best because you never know when to lose them. And when I was young, I thought maybe those people of my age, people of your age, when you lost a parent, it could either be a mother or a father. You don't really
Mm.
feel the pain. But when I'm grown now, I feel like you, it's the pain is just the same.
The pain is the same, my darling. The pain is the same. And I'm
And
very sorry to hear about your mother's health.
yeah, and it's more painful to say when you are grown and lose a parent. It's more painful because you got used to them, you get to know them very well. I mean,
Mm.
all the treatment and all the care, it's
Mm.
in your head. And I'm so sorry that you lost your mother. I'm just sending my condolence and be strong enough. You are not alone in this world. We have
Yeah.
your mother, sister. We have you. Like, we will show care and love.
Thank you so much, my darling. Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, look, and as you say, you just never know how you would prefer it because with me, mom wasn't sick. Yet
Oh,
with you, you can see your mother's health deteriorating, and as you're saying, you're always thinking of her death. You would think you are preparing your mind that when
yeah,
she passes away, maybe I'll be ready. But then at the same time, you don't know if it's best that way. You don't know if it's best not to have them losing their quality of life.
yeah.
So nobody can prepare a person, man, for this. It is just so sad. You don't know
And
how.
it's so
Yeah.
sad that when it comes to the part of death, is when you
Mm,
realize that we are human and we have emotion, no matter how much how people are behaving recklessly and in such a way that you see them and you think do they really have feelings?
mm,
But when it
mm.
comes to the point of death, it's on another level. Like, it's just something else.
No, it's something else, eh? It's something
Yeah.
else. It's something that no one can prepare another
Mm-mm.
person for.
Yeah.
So just give your mom more love. But
Yeah.
as I say, it's never gonna be okay. It's never gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm.
If the day, God forbid, the day it happens, we will look back and feel like Bella had said I should give her some more love. I thought the pain won't be this much. It is
Yeah.
definitely gonna be much. And I can't tell you because we grieve differently. I've been saying that we grieve differently. Other people are more accepting than others. Others are
Yeah.
more fragile than others.
Yeah.
And it's not like me sitting here, I'm all fine. I haven't cried. I have. I've cried.
Yeah.
I've asked questions. I've said, but it was too soon. I still needed some
Mm.
to do some of the things. But it's
Yeah.
done, it's done. Yeah, so we just move. We don't even heal. We adjust to things that
Yeah.
have changed, things that are different.
And thank you so much. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing this moment. It's a sensitive life chapter, and you got the
Yeah,
strength to come all the way here to share it with the world. You know, the world is watching, not only me, not only the two people that you this. It's gonna be
I
viewed by a
know.
lot of people. So
Yeah,
we really need such strength because
that's what we need. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear sister. And we say these things because we're trying to give another person the courage. Because remember, there are other people who've lost their parents or lost their loved ones, and yet they can't come out of that dark place because death is dark. So, sometime early last year, there's a colleague of mine who lost a relative, his sister's child. Thank you so much for stopping by, Fatima. It meant much. So, last year, a colleague of mine lost a cousin, like his sister's child passed away. And he was telling me that this is last year when he was telling me that his sister is not coping. And I'm talking about a lady who has two more kids to worry about. And I remember saying to my colleague that please talk to your sister, tell her that can she at least consider being strong for the remaining two. But then at the same time, we can't choose how people grieve. But I think what has to happen is that be strong for the remaining ones. Don't sit and cry for the one who passed away every day, all the time, to the extent that the remaining ones feels neglected or they end up wondering if you love them enough. The network is really acting up here. Have a blessed day. My battery is running out. Take care. Thank you so much, Fatima. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really truly appreciate you coming by. Network has been a problem. I don't know what's happening in Africa because even here in South Africa we're having a problem. So it's a problem that is all over Africa. We are having problems, and the worst thing for me here is that we are having load shedding. The power cuts are as often as we breathe. So uh, yeah, I understand about that network. So yeah, I was still saying. So I was telling my colleague to tell his sister, be strong for the remaining ones. But at the end of the day, we can't choose for somebody how to grieve. If she feels like crying for the one that's gone makes her feel better, we just don't know. We just don't know. Maybe her doing that makes her feel better. You know. Uh, so we've been here for a while. Somebody just sent me a WhatsApp message. They can't be on the stream, but her message says some people will say I'm so fortunate to have. So she's talking to me. She's saying some people will say you've been so fortunate to have your mother this long. I want to respond and say, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna miss her. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna, and I understand what they mean because other people's mothers passed away when they were very young. And yes, we do appreciate Fatima so much. Hey, BM, thank you so much for being here with me. BM, you have been with me from the first second. So, yeah, I was just reading a message saying some people will think you are lucky to have your mother until this age. But at this age, I still felt like I want more of her. I feel like she left early. Mar, when we look at the reality of things, you actually realize that no, there's never a day that one will be ready to lose their parent. There will never be a time where a person feels like, oh, now that she's 100, or now that she's 110, or now that she's 90, she can go. No, you want them to be here forever. But then again, forever does not exist. If you live in this world, you will know that forever does not exist. At some point, life has to end. At some point, things have to stop. What we have to know and do is to know how, after that flat line, we carry on. We have to know what we do after the flat line. So there's no there's no easy way to explain to somebody and say, this is, here's the 10 things, here's the 5 things that you have to do. No. So we are here, we love, we live, and we let live. And I'm reading something about grief. When I lost my mom at 28, I would have never guessed what I would have been like, what it would have been like to live with grief. So you see, so other people are living with grief, and that's what I'm saying, that other people actually embrace the grief. I believe that it's best you embrace the memories that you had with your mother, that you had with your parents, that you had with your loved one, whoever. So what I am prepared for, what I'm ready for, is that I know other people's losses are going to continuously trigger my pain. That one I know, that when I see somebody that has lost their parents or whatever, it might trigger how I felt last week. And now my voice is, I think it's because I couldn't even swallow my saliva last week. I felt like something has blocked my air passage. I felt like something's holding me by my neck like that. And that is exactly what, as a human, you will do when something like this happens and you just feel like I'm choking. I don't know what I should do, how I should do this. But hey, I didn't know that I will be able to live through last week. Like, you won't believe it. I actually didn't know that I'll live through last week. I thought that would be the end of me. So it is just to say, you have to start attaching meaning to everything. The phone calls that you do into your loved ones, have them be meaningful. And the reason I said earlier that I don't miss, I mean, I don't regret anything. My mom and I never missed the moment to say I love you to each other. And this we have been doing for the longest of times, forever, as far as I can remember. I remember when I was still growing up and people would say, "You're so beautiful." I mean, when you're young, you can be silly. And I would say, I know, because my mother always tells me. So, Mama was that type of person who would tell us, "You're beautiful, you are clever, you are smart." So, you hear it from someone else, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Thanks, ABM. You were saying I should drink some water. I'll be okay. So Mama would always tell us, "You're beautiful." So when a person says to me, "You're pretty, you're beautiful," I would say, "I know," because my mother tells me every time. But those are the small things that, as parents, we have to adopt. And that's how I'm raising my daughter. And I tell her every day, so that when she gets to school and somebody says, "You're beautiful," she has heard those words before. But one doesn't need to be sarcastic about things. You just have to be appreciative. So I know that with my mom's every call, we would say, "I love you" at the end of it. Hey? So I'm here, but I'm ready for those experiences where people would say, at times you actually feel like you can hear her walking in the room, you can smell her, you can you're going to start seeing people that looks like her or walks like her or sounds like her. And I said, it's okay. I will see how I deal with it when I get there. So I will take it that it's just another way of me interacting with them while they are in their other world where I've never been before, the world that I will experience when my time comes. And it's sad to know that our times are coming, guys. It's easy, there's a very thin line between life and death. So, as Fatima was saying that her mother's health is deteriorating, my mother did not, I didn't have that moment to see my mother's health deteriorating. No. We woke up, she was alive. We went to sleep, she was normal. And you sit there and you wonder, do I think it's best that way? I want to say that I think it's best that way because my parent didn't suffer having to be physically helped or assisted to go to the loo, to take a bath, to be rolled in terms of when she's sleeping. I would say I'm glad my mother didn't experience that. But then again, it, you feel like it's so abrupt that at least a warning would have done. And remember, a warning is sickness. So I guess it's just a matter of deal with it as it comes. Just just be okay with things, man. Just be okay. Appreciate what God, because I get it, they say God knows better. So there's a reason why he decided this one. And you see, around this is 2:30, around this time, between 2 and 3, I spoke to my mom. But at 7, I didn't have a parent anymore. So I'm just saying to you, embrace the moment. Embrace that moment that you have with them. So if and don't allow people to project in you how you should grieve. Those people who tells you must cry, you must cry, because if you don't cry after the funeral you'll be sick. I was told that. And it wasn't the first time that we hear it, that we know people will be saying, beating you on the back, cry, 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 because if you don't cry you're going to give us problems afterwards. No, I cried enough, and I'm old enough to know when I'm okay. I cried, and then I had to regroup and say, wow. And then I started replaying the memories that I had with my mom, the good moments that we had, celebration of life in your mind. And it's something that only you can understand. So don't let somebody project to you how you should grieve, or how long you should grieve, or what you should be doing through your grieving period. I never read those things. I never liked reading those things of 5 things to do when going through grief. My question is, according to who? Go through your grief the way you want to go through it. Maybe if you want to read such things, go and read them, yes, but you mustn't put yourself under pressure of having to actually do them exactly the way the people are saying you should do them. Do grieve the way you grieve. You see, like me now, I managed to come here, sit here and talk to you about my loss, but another person might not be able to do it. And it doesn't mean if I manage to do it, I will go around saying to people, no, if you are a YouTuber, you must actually make a video about it. No, don't. Do it if you wish, and don't do it if you can't. Like when we were preparing for my mom's funeral, somebody said, we should make a video because it's going to remind us, because they did that with their mother. No, we don't want a video. We don't want to relive this moment of seeing our mother lying there helpless, or going through what we're going through. It's okay. The memories that lives on in our minds are the memories of seeing her happy, hearing her happy. So if we do a video of the funeral, what do they call that thing? Is it ceremony? Then it means every time we play that CD, whatever that thing is, You have to relive the moment. You have to. It's enough, man, that we've lost our mom. We don't have to go the whole. So the lady was saying, no, but you are doing that for the memory of your kids and your grandkids. It's okay. We will tell them. Here we are. We know that our grandparents passed away. My grandmother passed away while I was this. I wasn't this big, but I was 24 at that time. So I understand how everything went. My grandfather passed away when before I was born. But it doesn't mean when my parents tell us this is what happened during your grandfather's funeral or how he passed away, because he passed away through an accident, a tractor accident. It does not mean that we don't believe it. We do believe it. Whew. Thank you so much, BM. You have been with me through and through and through. Thank you so much. We have been here for the whole 2 hours. And I'm glad that I came here. I'm hoping that this video will help somebody out there. And like Fatima said earlier, I should know that this is not only between you, me, and her, and the people who were here. This is out there for the world to see. And I hope and pray that this video touches somebody's heart where they were thinking that they have to, so they have to grieve the same way other people want to project to them. I'm hoping and praying that it will help someone to know that it is well. And if it's not well at the moment, it will definitely be okay. The only thing is, her memories will live on in my head. Her, the sound of her voice will remain fresh in my mind. Her teachings will remain in my mind. She helped me to raise my daughter. The first few years of my daughter, she was there. And that will live on forever. So, thank you so very, very much. Much love. Tight hugs to each and every one of you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, BM. Bye bye.